So we did, last week tease that we were gonna do a review or two. So did you get to the Latto?
Yes, I did. Sugar,
right.
honey, iced tea.
Yes, and I love the name.
And that's what we used to say for the word shit.
Yeah.
Sugar, honey, iced tea.
So I love the name. Obviously, I've professed already that I'm a big Latto fan from jump. I think she is talent-wise, bar-wise. Like, I'm a hip-hop purist. So
I thought it was all looks, B.
Listen, talent reigns supreme to me, and she can bar with the best of them.
Okay,
I'm not even going front. So to me, the album was in perfect pocket, as you said. Sugar, honey, iced tea, extremely cohesive. I think that's one of the things that kind of stood out to me. Where the album, you're bumping it whether it's at home or in the whip or wherever the case is.
Yeah,
and you don't even realize like. You're already on track 7. The album is bumping, and you're just into the vibe. The one thing that I will say, and I guess we'll get to it a little after, like I always found it tough, like really getting into women music. You know what I mean? Especially on the hip hop side.
I think the perspectives that they take, you might not relate to it fully.
Absolutely, that's exactly
some of the content and the topics.
Yeah,
because. I got a 12-year-old at home. She turns 12 on September 7th. Like, I don't want to hear this coming out of the bathroom. I don't want to hear it coming out of her room.
Bro, I get it.
But it was a dope project. Yeah. I can't front on it. Like, it had some good music. Yeah. Sonically, everything fit.
Yeah, and I think that's my approach of it. You know what I mean? I understand, and it's kind of like you have to compartmentalize the agendas and what the label's making you do versus the talent. Like for me, I'm still holding on to hip hop when it comes to the talent and the artistry of it as much as I can, right? So, I try to separate it in that sense, even though I'm not gonna front. Like I was listening to some of the bars and I was like,
this is not for me.
If Latto, if Latto was my daughter, like, what does Latto's dad think about this? You dig? Like, I don't know if money changes everything. Who knows what the scenario is at the end of the day?
Listen.
Musically, and I'm gonna be, fair on all sides because we're not having this conversation about guys at the end of the day.
We can't. So we can't.
I'll say that I really enjoyed the album. I think she showed out. I think she is one of the best, as I mentioned already.
She showed her pen. She showed her pen
throughout the whole album. The beats were hard,
and she was flowing on that shit.
The samples,
she was flowing on it. That's what I appreciated most. She used a lot of she's from Atlanta, so obviously Georgia influence. But I mean, like, she is flowing on that shit. She had some of those trap beats, but she also made sure she got those commercial radio records, especially that one with Sierra.
Yeah.
Like
big tune.
That's a stadium one.
And we were talking about the shrimp and grits, which we're going to play a little later.
That tune goes. Like, that's a banger, kid.
A lot of we played Brokey last week, so she has a lot of hits. And again, I feel like she is well rounded. She's definitely top 4.
Well, hold on. We're Toronto guys, right? Yeah. Is there a Toronto influence on her sound a little bit?
Okay, all right. So
talk about it, because me and him have conversations about the conversation we're about to have.
For sure.
And
why wouldn't you?
I'm not saying she's mirroring the seams in her favorite artists, but you can see whose baby she came from, who she listened to coming up,
and it's kind of convenient still on 2 fronts. I'll say this because. There was, especially on the track Shout Out to Me, man. I heard Drizzy all over that.
I felt the Six God all over that.
There was a couple other ones on there where the beat flips, where you kind of feel like
Big Mama was one of them.
It sounds a lot of Drizzy influence now. Conspiracy theory or coincidence. Drake is dating her sister. You know what I mean? That's where the Ja Morant shots came from.
Can we roll that back? Who's her sister?
She's just like a socialite from my understanding, but like she's one of them.
She's a fire thing?
She's one of them.
Oh.
Ja Morant.
Oh.
That's where Drake and Ja Morant's beef come from. It was over her.
Oh.
You dig? And she even says that references a couple times her court-sized mans should be shooting, but they passing because they distracted. She's slick with it. I'll give her that. I'm not going to front. She's slick with it. I'll give her that. But
I don't know. If a girl pulled up with that and she had some of those bangers on, it's all right.
All right.
My girl personally,
So who's top 4 to you? Let's say that. Because my top 4, I'll say right now.
What do you mean? Female rappers in the game?
Right now, present August 2024. I got Latto. No, in no particular order. I got Latto.
Yeah.
I got Meg.
All right. Latto and Meg had a banger on here. Nicki. Yeah.
Well, listen, Nicki had a hot album at the end of the year last year.
I heard you.
And
you know the barbs is after me.
I gotta give it Cardi as well, even though she hasn't dropped an album, but she drops fire singles anytime she drops. So I think those are the top 4.
So you know I'm Barty gang. I'm going with Cardi.
Okay.
After this project, I'm gonna go Latto.
Okay. All right. So this is in particular order then.
Not necessarily, but after listening to this project, yeah. I like Glorilla, man.
I like her too.
I think she be talking that shit.
For me, she's just like I love the energy. It's just not like she's just maybe little too. The bars just aren't there.
But if they made that 7 p.m. Friday for a man, you would be repeating that.
No, we bumped that. That got 3 weeks out of here.
All right,
you dig? So
all right, then that's my 3. And then I don't know. I don't really know. Like it mixes. It could be Meg. Okay. It could be Nicki. Yeah. It could be Ice Spice. Not necessarily, but you know what I mean. Like sometimes they come out with hot records that I could fuck with.
Okay, bet. All right, we'll leave it at that.
I leave it. Yo, you know how rap goes, man. It depends on the feeling.
Absolutely.
So like,
and no one's list is wrong. It's personal, right? At the end of the day,
that's subjective.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's subjective.